The sky over New York that day was weighed down by thick, gray clouds, blanketing the vast expanse above like a heavy quilt stretched taut over the city. There was no rain, but the air was damp and heavy, carrying a biting chill that seeped through every street. Now and then, a strong gust of wind swept in, gathering the last golden leaves of autumn, spinning them across the pavement before they settled onto the sidewalk. The flow of people on the streets remained as hurried as ever. In New York, whether under warm sunshine or biting cold, the bustle never ceased. Towering skyscrapers loomed overhead, their lights spilling from shop windows and flickering electronic billboards, casting a hazy, blinking glow onto the streets below. Yellow taxis wove through the crowded lanes, occasionally letting out impatient honks. On the sidewalks, throngs of people in overcoats strode quickly, weaving past one another like ceaseless currents. The clack of high heels mingled with the low hum of rushed conversations, all blending into a chaotic symphony of the city that never sleeps. In a quiet corner off the bustling street, where the lights didn't reach and cold winds slipped through narrow gaps between buildings, there existed another world, far stiller. A young shoeshine boy sat huddled against an old stone step, a small wooden box placed in front of him. He wore a threadbare sweater, its sleeves slightly too long, draping over his wrists and concealing small, calloused hands weathered by rain and sun. At his feet lay a row of worn-out shoes waiting to be polished, each pair bearing the marks of time, of footsteps that had roamed this city far and wide. People passed by the boy, but no one truly noticed him. They were preoccupied with their own worlds, unfinished phone calls, overflowing schedules. That was New York, a place that could hold millions of people yet still leave someone feeling utterly alone. And today, amidst the cold that seeped through every layer of clothing, the boy quietly went about his work, a part of this city, though unnoticed by all. Hurried footsteps continued to rush across the frigid sidewalk, swept along by the relentless rhythm of the sleepless city. But then, amidst the bustling crowd, a figure suddenly paused. Jeff Bezos stepped out from a towering building where golden light spilled from tall glass windows, reflecting off the crisp charcoal suit he wore. His white shirt collar remained impeccable, and his polished leather shoes gleamed under the neon glow of flickering street signs. As one of the most powerful men in the world, he was accustomed to back-to-back meetings, staggering numbers, and decisions that could shift the tides of commerce. Every second of his life held value. Even a moment's delay could alter the course of a billion-dollar project. Yet this time he came to a complete stop. It wasn't the blaring car horns or the city's flashing lights that halted him, but something far simpler, a pair of eyes. The eyes of a boy. The shoeshine boy sits by the roadside, not looking up, not hurrying to greet passing customers. His small hands carefully move over the worn leather of the shoes, meticulously polishing away each scratch with astonishing concentration. Yet it was his eyes that were neither fearful nor tired nor resigned, that made Jeff Bezos pause. In that gaze lay something very unusual, a determination seldom seen in a street child, a powerful will, as if, even if the whole world turned its back on him, he would still continue his work with all his heart. Jeff Bezos couldn't help but recall his own earlier days. A young man who dreamed every day of something grander, who harbored ambitions that no one believed could ever come true. Was it perhaps that memory that made him stop? Or was it simply that, amid a city that never stops moving, there are moments when strangers cross paths and see a part of themselves in one another? A cold wind swept across, carrying with it fragments of old newspaper clippings that tumbled along the pavement. But Jeff Bezos did not rush away. For the first time in many years, he allowed himself to pause, to take a brief moment to observe a tiny human being in this vast world. He noticed the shoes the boy was diligently cleaning. They weren't expensive, nor were they new. The leather was worn and parts of the sole were peeling. But what captured his attention wasn't the shoes themselves, but the way the boy cherished them. Each careful stroke wasn't just a repetitive action. It was a gesture of meticulous care, as if he were treasuring every line, every scratch, every story that those shoes had carried with them. Jeff Bezos slowly stooped down, a gesture uncharacteristic of him. In the realm of business magnates, time is the most precious asset, and worn items like these shoes are usually discarded or forgotten. Yet here, before his eyes, was a boy dedicating every second to cherishing what others might have long abandoned, a perseverance that money can't buy. The boy didn't look up. His small hands continued their careful work. But in the quiet space between them, an unspoken dialogue unfolded, requiring no words. A strange, profound understanding quietly bridged the gap between two strangers. Jeff Bezos suddenly realized something. Before achieving success, everyone was once a small person who had to face hardships and continuously strive. But what truly matters is not where one starts, but how one confronts their circumstances. This boy didn't complain or cast blame. He simply worked quietly with all his passion, and that left a profound impression. Jeff Bezos suddenly pulled a large bill from his wallet, intending to give it to the boy as a reward for his hard work. But then he paused. What would happen if the boy accepted the money? Would it really be what he needed? Or might it shatter the perseverance he had built up? He understood that sometimes direct assistance doesn't offer the same lasting value as giving someone an opportunity and faith in themselves. Instead, he stepped forward, pulled up a chair, and sat down across from the boy, doing something perhaps no one had ever done before. He asked about the boy's dream. The boy was taken aback. Perhaps it was the first time anyone had ever asked him that. A boy like him, surviving on every penny earned from shining shoes, could he even have a dream? But then his eyes lit up. He spoke not of a life of luxury, but of a desire to one day own his own small shop. A place that wasn't merely a shoe shine stand, but a space that could offer other children the chance to work, learn, and change their own fate. He didn't want to be stuck on that street corner forever. He wanted to reach further. Jeff Bezos sat silently for a moment, a surge of surprise welling up inside him. He hadn't expected that behind the modest appearance of the shoeshine boy lay such a grand dream. A dream not only for himself, but also for others. A dream to change his fate and that of children like him. This memory brought Bezos back to the early days when Amazon was merely a fledgling idea, when he himself had faced countless challenges and skepticism from those around him. The boy wasn't asking for money or seeking pity. He simply wanted an opportunity to change his life, to rise up from the depths of poverty. It was precisely this that made Jeff Bezos realize that this encounter wasn't just a fleeting moment, but a potential turning point that could change an entire life. After a while, Jeff Bezos silently took a business card from his vest pocket and slowly placed it on the small box beside the boy. He said little, offering only a meaningful glance before standing up and leaving. The boy picked up the business card with trembling hands, running his fingers over the carefully printed letters. It wasn't just an ordinary card, it was a gateway to a great opportunity he had never dared to imagine. That night, the boy couldn't sleep. Excitement, anxiety, and hope swirled within him. The next morning, he decided to do something he'd never dared before. He went to the address printed on the card. A towering skyscraper loomed before his eyes, imposing and full of mystery. Its glass panels reflected the brilliant golden sunlight, creating a scene both majestic and overwhelming. As he stepped into the grand lobby, he felt the curious eyes of those around him. A receptionist approached, glanced at the card in his hand, then smiled before escorting him to an upper floor, where his life was about to change forever. In a spacious room where sunlight streamed through transparent windows, the shoeshine boy sat across from Jeff Bezos, the man he never thought he'd have the chance to meet. The boy's eyes held a hint of shyness, but deep within them lay an unmistakable curiosity and eagerness. Jeff Bezos spoke slowly, not with the commanding tone of a billionaire, but with warmth and sincerity. He asked the boy about his life, about the days spent wandering the streets, and about the dreams the boy had long kept hidden in his heart. He listened intently, as if every word the boy uttered held immense value. For the first time in his life, the boy had the opportunity to speak about his dreams in earnest. He revealed that he didn't just want to scrape by as a shoeshine boy. He wanted to learn, to rise above his circumstances, and to build a better life. His voice brimmed with ambition, and his eyes shone with the belief that the future could indeed be different, provided the right path opened up before him. With a smile, Jeff Bezos suddenly made an unexpected proposal. He offered to help the boy gain an education to give him access to the knowledge and tools necessary for personal growth. In return, the boy had to promise never to give up, to continue working as diligently as he had been caring for those old shoes. The boy was stunned. This wasn't just an opportunity, it was an entirely new life unfolding before him. Emotions overwhelmed him, and a strange feeling crept into his heart, a sense that he could truly change his destiny. The days that followed were a completely different journey. The shoeshine boy of yesteryear had stepped into a world of knowledge and profound lessons. In the beginning, he felt overwhelmed by the thick pages of books and the challenging lessons, but he never lost heart. Jeff Bezos not only supported him financially, but also became a mentor, guiding him along the path of personal growth. He often took the time to converse with the boy, sharing invaluable experiences from his own life, from his failures to the hard-won lessons. Years later, the shoeshine boy had transformed into a young entrepreneur, building his own successful career. But no matter how far he went, he never forgot those old shoes, or the little street corner where he first learned the lessons of perseverance and determination. The story of the shoeshine boy and Jeff Bezos is not just about a chance encounter. It stands as a testament to the power of belief, relentless effort, and opportunities that can change a life. In this world, as long as one door opens and a helping hand is extended, even the most seemingly distant dreams can come true. And sometimes, even the smallest moment can lead to something truly miraculous.